Well, here we go for yet another video. Let's just go ahead and just jump right into it. For those that remember the discourse from 2017, there was this thing called, there was this person called Richard Spencer, and he, of course, appropriated Pepe and all that other feijoa. And he went to New York City, and he's, was talking his bullshit, and was talking about, oh well, it's Pepe, this frog and whatnot. And of course, they're saying, would you have sex with a black woman or whatever? And of course, some pussy ass Antifa dude punches him, knocks him off balance, and it's like, yeah. And people still to this day, here we are 5 years later, are still jerking themselves to sleep over that picture. They're still Richard. We punched Richard Spencer. They still do it. But when is the day? Now, of course, this happened with MAGAPedes as well. I'm sure that plenty of folks who wore a red hat did get smacked up. And of course, so many people were so obsessed about it. They're like, oh, well, I'm going to get a collection of red hats and set them on fire or something like that. Yeah, who knows? People are easily manipulated. Here it comes. Here comes the sneeze. Oh, never mind. I think I'm all right. But I think that nowadays, of course, there's been so much stirring of the pot, so much fear mongering towards Republican voters that it's going to be inevitable that, punch a Republican will be a thing. Matt Gaetz, Ted Cruz, whichever goober you want to say, Marjorie Taylor Greene. I think she'd hit somebody. She doesn't matter if it's a man or woman. She'd probably be pretty wild. Ted Cruz, of course, being the pussy that he is, would probably take it. Matt Gaetz as well, being a pussy, he would probably take it. But the thing is this, man, is with this shooting in, the Buffalo shooting, the Uvalde shooting, of course. Now everyone's talking about gun control again or whatever. I remember hearing, I just got through watching Bo the Fifth Column answer 12 questions. And what caught my ear more than all the other bullshit rhetoric and all his virtue signaling was the Second Amendment's going to hold us back. The Second Amendment's going to hold this back. And you saw a crack in the whole Murica sort of fake veil that he puts on to say that he loves America. And he's like, well, the Second Amendment. And it's like, that's a slippery slope. If you want to get rid of the Second Amendment, you better get rid of all of them. Get rid of all, 20? Let me see here. How many amendments? I know. How could we live without Google? How many amendments to the U.S. Constitution? How motherfucking 33. 33. Hold on. Are there 27 or 33? Okay. Oh, excuse me. Okay. 27 amendments to the U.S. Constitution ratified out of 33 passed by Congress. Okay, so 33, of course, we know the highest degree of Freemasonry. But yeah, that's a whole other thing. But if you get rid of the first one, you might as well get rid of the 27. You might as well get rid of the 26. I mean, yeah. Sorry, I can't do math. But yeah. So this is the sort of rhetoric that comes out. By the way, I want to make sure here. Here we are 4 minutes into the video. I don't advocate you punch Republicans. Don't do that. I'm just doing this to be a racy title. There are numerous racy titles and edgy titles I wanted to put out in videos, but I decided this is going to be the one. This is the one I'm going to go with. Vaush has backed off of full on, like, anybody who admits to voting Republican needs to be punched out. He stopped himself because he knows how bad that would look. He'll of course talk about how evil Republican politicians are, but when it comes to voters, he's like, well, they're just retards and whatnot. We can still teach them. We can still manipulate them in some way. He doesn't say that, but and you realize with all this sort of stuff that people say, you realize that these folks just don't care. You know, well, I was going to say they don't care, but these folks are still trying to build coalitions. You have to remember is that we're still in this stage of you need to, build communities. We need to have community-based things and whatnot. That doesn't. I mean, people, of course, online talk about it because, of course, these are online people. They don't want to do it. They don't. It's easy for them to say it. It's another thing to do. They don't want to do it in their own communities. They're like they hate their neighbors. That's why, like I say, I may say it here and there, but in general, you're going to do what you want with your community, And I do want to add this here is that let me make sure here. So that Tulsa shooting, as I kind of expected, it was a brother. It was a brother that came in that hospital or that wing of the hospital and shot 3 people, and then he killed himself. It was a brother, so it goes away. The Uvalde shooting, like I say, once again, Hispanos, whether you like it or not, or Chicanos, whichever term you choose to use, Hispanic, Mexican, whichever, El Salvadoran, yada yada. You're white. I'm gonna go ahead and give a hot take. But if you're in the United States, you're gonna be considered white. Some of those, like I say, enough. There's going to be enough Hispanos who ruin it for everybody. There will be. There will be enough Hispanos who are probably more socially conservative who are going to ruin it. And they're going to be kept out of the loop. Some will, like I say, and once again, it will be the light skins. It always is. It's always the light skinned folks. As black folks, it's always the light skinned brothers. It's always the light skinned sisters who got to speak up and, be loud and talk they shit. But the light skinned ones are going to be up there. The light skinned ones, AOCs, even the Palestinian gal, you don't see those dark skinned folks, do you? You don't really do that, it's like Nina Turner, being the dark skinned woman. Now, of course, she was a mammy. I'm just gonna say it. I'm just gonna be full on racist, but it's like if you heard her talk sometimes, like, oh Lord, Mr. Bernie Sanders gonna save the day. Oh Lord, we not gonna work in the fields no more. But that's the reality of it. Oh man, I'm deep into ranting territory. But at this point, like I say, the light skins are gonna ruin it for you, and those dark skinned Hispanos, you're probably as dark skinned as you are, you're probably gonna be considered white by some of these folks. This is why you'll get the Latin white supremacists, the black white supremacists sort of thing. Because as white folks die out, see, this is the whole thing. This is why white supremacy is going to continue to be used. There could be 20 white people left in the whole country, and they're going to point to them as the enemy. And they're going to look at the rest of the Latinos or the Hispanos, whichever way you want to say, and they're going to say, you're the problem. It doesn't stop with white folks. It doesn't. It's going to stop with anybody that's even a bit socially conservative and maybe just wants to, continue to, do whatever job it is, But I think that's all I really have to say on that. That was a rambling bunch of shit. You can agree with me on some bits, and you can say that's bullshit on other points. Absolutely, you can agree. I was going to do something about guns, but I think that's really out of my expertise. Although this is out of my expertise as well, but I can pass and at least make it sound funny. So, anyway, that's all I got. Hopefully, y'all got something out of it. So, see you later, and au revoir.